Hi, thank you for joining me. This is a personal story that I wrote called When Consciousness Sent Its Message to Let Go. We go through life thinking we know what we want. We carry ideas in our mind of what it should look like, the flow, the direction, the pace. We spend a ridiculous amount of time trying to plan it all out. All of that knowing stopped for me in late October, when I came to the unmistakable conclusion that I don't need to force any of it. What I once thought I had to cling to with everything in me was what was blocking me from ever having the chance to see something larger. On a cool Friday morning, I awoke and started my routine as usual. I took my dog outside, felt a brisk air on my face, and something began to stir within me. The feelings I had been carrying of clinging, longing, forcing, arose in front of me with undeniable force. Tears filled my eyes at the thought of how much energy I had been spending on what I could not control. Many mornings had started this way. A thought would arise, I would chase it, and disillusionment would typically follow. Instinctively, I knew that I had very little control in the grand scheme of my life. Subjectively, though, I had almost no experience with seeing what that actually looked like. The pattern of blocking myself from my own life, in a way, had gone on for years. My dog headed toward the backyard, and I paused for a moment while a thought arose. What if I stepped into my backyard and everything I've wanted was waiting right there in front of me? I paused. Today needs to be different, I felt. I cannot keep doing this to myself. And then another thought arose. Today I release control. I trust what is unfolding. I wanted to mean it when I said it, but I'm not sure that I actually did. Stepping forward, head down, I thought, today I surrender. And I made my way toward the yard. As I reached the corner of the garage, something to the left caught my attention, and I turned to find a large, extraordinary 10-point buck standing just outside my fence. My eyes locked with his, and neither of us moved or turned our gaze. I didn't dare move. He was beautiful. My mind wondered, how did he make his way through town, through all the streets and neighborhoods, and stop directly outside my fence, just moments after I had made those statements? I stood perfectly still for as long as I could until my dog noticed him. She rushed toward the deer, and he ran off as quickly as he had arrived, disappearing past the garage and into the city street. I felt wonder. I felt like I had just witnessed a miracle, like something had spoken directly to the core of my being in a way that nothing else was going to be able to. Nothing but an experience like this was going to show me what I needed to do. Once back inside my house, I was able to pause and reflect and see the depth of what had taken place. Locked into my own narrow and filtered perception of life, I had completely missed the bigger picture. The possibility that consciousness was with me all along, supporting and guiding everything. I knew it knew I had been hoping for a miracle to take place in my life. It shattered the full depth of my limited desires when it didn't send a small message. It sent majesty. It sent something so far out of my understanding that I couldn't have possibly seen it coming. I now know I control very little. I also know that I don't need to worry about it. With the release of what I thought I needed to cling to, I was able to relax. I was able to start breathing again, to engage deeper with life in a way where I can see the truly magical moments. They aren't limited to the buck standing just outside my fence. They are the moments I can spend in presence, in silence, to observe a bird, to stare at the sun and admire its rays, to sit and wonder of how much space has opened inside of me because of what I can let go of. Space to be grateful for it all. Space to breathe in what life offers. Space for love. Space for the miracle that is unfolding without me forcing any of it. Thank you.